God bless you guys. This is Miss Chantel coming on here to help you guys start your 1088 math book. So, in case some of you guys have been having a bit of a struggle starting up your math, I'm gonna help you up to your checkup. I'm only gonna give you a few examples of each page, and then you guys have to do the ones in between. Okay, so starting with 11 through 14, they want you to find like terms. Like terms mean it has to have the same letter, and if it has an exponent, which is 4, it has to have the same amount of exponents. So we have one that has y, and y. So this one is not the same because it has a 4 as an exponent. So if you have 4y, 12y, and 2y4, this means 4 times y. This means 1 times y because there's an invisible 1 here. This means 12 times y. This means 2 times y times y times y times y, which is not the same. Everything else has just 1 y. This one has 4. So that's why this one is not the same as the other one. So this one, and this one are all the same. They are like terms. Okay. For 13, you've got z. So those are all the same because they all have just one z. So those are all the same. And then we have one that is x and x, but again, the exponents are different, so they are different. Okay. For number 12, we've got y2. We have an x2, but x and y are different, so this is not one of them. y6, 6 is bigger than 2. y5, 5 is bigger than 2. So these are your like terms. And then for this one, we've got 4x squared y, 7x squared y, and 12x squared y. So those all are the same. 7x squared y, 12x squared y. This is 4 times x times x times y. This is 7 times x times x times y. And this is 6 times 2 times x times x times y. So they all have 2 x's, 1 y, 2 x's, 1 y, 2 x's, 1 y. So those are all like terms. So that one and that one. This one isn't. It looks like it, but that one is meant to trick you. This is 13 times x times y times y. So there's 2 y's. And we have the other ones have 2 x's, not 2 y's. So that's like terms. Like terms. And then the point of this is that you can add and subtract like terms, which is what we're getting into down here. So for number 15, we've got 5x plus 4x equals, so the rule for variables, which are these, anything with a letter is a variable. The rule is when you add and subtract them, they stay the same. And then you just add and subtract the number. So 5 plus 4 is 9. So this is 9x. Okay. Number 21. number 17. So you guys go ahead and do 16 because it's the same as 15, just with a y. For 17, you've got 15 plus 9x plus x. So for this one, whenever you see an x or a letter by itself, there's always an invisible 1. So it's never actually by itself. There's an invisible 1 there. So make sure you put invisible 1. And then you've got 9x and 1x are like terms. 15 does not have an x, so it's a different term. So 15 is going to go at the end because it's a whole number, and anything with a variable goes in the front. So you've got 9 plus 1, which is 10, and then x just goes there. And then 15 was a positive 15 because there's no negative sign here. If there was a negative sign here, then it would be minus 15. But since it's a positive number, it's plus. So for number 17, it's 10x plus 15. Okay. Number 21. So for this one, we're getting into multiplication because there's no sign here. It doesn't have a plus, a minus, a division. It doesn't have a multiplication either, but that's what it means. So a number outside of a parenthesis, it means multiply. So 3 is going to multiply with this and with this, and you always bring the sign with it. So you have to think about it like a factory. So 3 goes in, and then what comes out? 3 times 3 is 9x, and then the next one is a positive number, so we're going to put a plus. And then 3 is going to go into the 9. 3 times 9 is 27, and then x is just going to go along with it. So now, if you notice, they both have x. They are like terms. So you're going to do 9 plus 27. 9 plus 27 is 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 36x. If you guys need to pause the video, you can at any time. So make sure you guys pause it if you need a chance to write stuff down. Number 22. So 22 is like 21, but it's a little bit different. So we've got minus x plus 5. So for your answer, 5 is going to be on the outside again because it's the only whole number. So you can just like put that at the end and then distribute the 8. So same thing how we did on 21. So it's like a factory. 8 goes in and 16x comes out. 8 times 2 is 16x. 8 goes in, negative an invisible 1. So don't forget about that invisible 1. 8 goes in. So let me fix this. 8 times negative 1 is negative 8x. And then again, these are like terms. So 16 minus 8 is 8x. So your whole answer is 8x plus 5. Again, this 5 is the same. So this one was 8x plus 5. Okay, so number 25. I'm doing one of each type, so that's why I'm jumping around. So 25 is A plus 12 plus 6A minus 7. So for this one, you have to just put together like terms. We've got 1A, because again, invisible 1, and positive 6. Don't forget that sign goes with it, not the sign from the back. It's the sign from the front. So 1 plus 6 is 7A. And then we've got positive 12 and negative 7. So 12 minus 7 is 5. Okay, I'll do that one again. So we've got invisible 1 and 6A, 1A and 6A. 1 plus 6 is 7A, and then you've got 12 and negative 7. So 12 minus 7 is positive 5. So that's 7A plus 5. Okay, so I skipped number 20. For number 20, we've got 4A minus 2A minus 3B. So same thing as how I did with 25, like terms. So 4A goes with negative 2A, and then 3B does not have a partner over here. Like if there was another 3B, then those two would go together, but it doesn't have a partner. So on your equals, you can just put 3B at the end. It goes at the end because in alphabetical order, A goes first and then B. So you always put them in alphabetical order. And then you're going to do 4 minus 2. So 4 minus 2 is 2A. So that goes over here. So 2A minus 3B is your answer. 2A minus 3B. Okay, so you guys are responsible for the ones I didn't do. I did one of each, so you guys should have an example of each of those. Okay, next. Okay, so next are two-step equations. So 2 rules I want you guys to have, or 2, like helpers or whatever, is do the opposite sign, and x's equals numbers. And what that means is any variable, any letter, because a variable can be A through Z. So any letter has to be on the left side, equals in the middle, and any number goes on the right side. So if we look at number 12, we've got, or number 2, sorry. Number 2, 14x equals 63 minus 7x. So first rule, or actually your opposites are multiplication and division, and adding and subtracting are opposites. So first I'm going to put them in this format. So x's equals numbers. So x's equals numbers. So those are good. this is on the wrong side, and again the sign goes with it, so I have to move that to the side where it's supposed to be. How do you move it? You do the opposite sign. So what's the opposite of minus? Is plus 7x, and then you add 7x under the other number with the x on it on the other side of the equal sign. So we've got 14 plus 7 is 21x. This always cancels because you're doing -7 plus +7, which is 0. So this part is always going to cancel out. Bring down your equals, bring down your number, and then divide. So it's called a two-step equation because the first step is always going to be adding or subtracting. In this case, we added, and then the second step is division or multiplication. So when you see a number like this next to a letter with nothing on the bottom, so there's no number on the bottom, it's just 21x. If you see that they're next to each other, you're going to do division because 21 is multiplying x. So 21 times x, that's what that means. And what's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So you divide by 21, divide by 21. So (63) 21 goes into 63 3 times. So x is now free. So x equals 3. X equals 3. So I'll do it again, but I'm going to erase all the extra notes. So I apologize if my dog starts barking because he's right next to me. So I'm going to do the same one. 14x 63 minus 7x. So first thing is move the x's over by doing the opposite sign. So again, first step is always plus or minus. Second step is division or multiplication. So we add 7, which is 21x. This always cancels. Bring down 63. And then the next step is divide or multiply. Again, this is multiplying already. So the opposite is division. So you divide with 21. Divide with 21. X is now free. X equals 63 divided by 21 is 3. So x, this equals 3. This equals 3. Okay. So again, if you need to pause the video, go ahead. I'm trying to get you guys through at least a checkup. Okay. So this was 21x equals 63. Divide by 21 equals 3. For number 3, we've got 4x plus 28 equals 36. So I'm going to check to see if my numbers are in the right place. X equals numbers, so those are in the right place. 28 is in the wrong place, so I have to move that one. How do I move it? By doing the opposite. So again, first step, add or subtract. Second step, multiply or divide. So we've got a plus, so the opposite is minus 28, and then you're going to subtract it under 36 on the other side of the equal sign. And then this part cancels. Bring down your 4x equals 36 minus 28. So we're going to borrow. That's 16. 16 minus 8 is 8. 2 minus 2 is 0. Next step is to multiply or divide. 4 times x is what this means. So the opposite of times or multiply is divide. Divide with the 4. Divide with the 4. X is free. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2. Okay, so again, that was subtract 28 on both sides. Cancel. That was 8 equals, bring down your 4x. The opposite of multiplication is division. And 2 is your answer. Okay, so again, if you need to pause the video, go ahead. I'm trying to get through these examples so I can get you to the checkup, the first checkup. Number 4, and again, I'm doing one type of everything, so I'm doing one of each kind so that you guys can do the ones in between. So number 4 is 66 equals 3x. So for this one, the equation is actually backwards. When it's saying this equals this, that's supposed to be on this side. So we're going to switch those numbers. Basically, you're just going to take this number and write it in the back. So we've got 3x minus 39 equals 66. So that's the first thing you're going to do before you start. Now it's in order. X's equals numbers. So we're going to have to move this one. First step, add or subtract. We've got a minus sign, so the opposite is plus. Plus, this cancels. Bring down 3x equals 9 plus 6 is 15. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10, so 105. Second step is to divide or multiply. Again, if you see a number next to x, just like this, you're going to divide. If it has a number under it like this, you would divide first or multiply first and then divide. But right now we're just doing multiply. So opposite is divide by 3, divide by 3. X is free. And then you divide 105 divided by 3. 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract 10 minus 9 is 1. Bring down the 5. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. That's 0. So 35. 35. Okay, so you guys should be writing this in your pace as well. All the steps are here for you guys to write them down. So for this one, I moved 66 to the back, added the opposite sign, cancel, bring down 3x, and divide by 3, divide by 3, x equals 35. Okay. Okay, number 8. Number 8 is what I was saying about there being a number on the bottom. So for this step, you're not going to divide 3 how you would usually do it. You're going to multiply 5 and then divide by 3. But we'll get to that in a minute. So we've got 3 over 5. So this is actually a 3-step equation. So all of this goes with the x. So x's equals numbers. Those are right. This is on the wrong side. So we have to go ahead and move that. So first step, add or subtract. Opposite of minus is plus 4 plus 4. Remember, you're not doing plus 4 here. You're doing plus 4 on the other side of the equal. That's the point, is to move it to the other side of the equal. This cancels. 2 plus 4 is 6. Bring down your 3 over 5x. Now, the second step would usually be to multiply, but the options are to multiply or divide. So far we've been dividing because we've only had numbers next to a letter like that. Now we have a number next to a letter and a number on the bottom. So you're actually going to divide first. Or sorry, we've been dividing. You're going to multiply first. So you're going to multiply 5, which is the bottom number, because you want to eliminate the bottom first, and multiply it on the other side of the equal sign. That cancels this. 3x comes down. 6 times 5 is 30. And then now we divide like we've been doing. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. X equals 30. Divided by 3 is 10. Okay? So I'll do that one again. So again, all this is one piece with the x. So x's equals numbers. Those are good. So we have to move the 4. First step, plus or minus. We've got a minus, so we're going to plus on both sides. Cancel. Bring down 3, 5x equals 2 plus 4 is 6. Second step is to multiply or divide. In this case, we are not going to divide. We're going to multiply first. It's actually in order. Multiply first, divide second. So multiply the bottom on the other side. That cancels the bottom, brings 3x down. 6 times 5 is 30, and then divide on both sides. So x equals 10. X equals 10. Okay. Number 9. X minus 4 over 8 equals 15. Okay, so for this one, it's a little bit different because this is all together as well. So we can't do x's equals numbers as we usually do. For this, you have to first eliminate the bottom by multiplying because this means division. So you're going to multiply times 8 first. So first step, multiply the, well, let me write it. Multiply the bottom. So that will cancel 8. X minus 4 comes down. 15 times 8 is, 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 4 is 12. Now it's looking like a regular equation. So here it looks like, you know, what we've been doing before. So we're going to do x's equals numbers. 4 is out of place. So do the opposite of the sign. Opposite of the sign. That eliminates the 4. X equals 120 plus 4 is 124. Okay, so again, multiply the bottom. Cancel out the bottom. X minus 4 equals 15 times 8 was 120. And then move over the number by doing the opposite sign. Cancel out the 4. X equals 124. Okay. So you guys go ahead and do the ones that are there. Make sure you guys write this down. Okay, page 5, number 14. So this is a mix of the first page, which is distributing, and a mix of the page that we just did, which is solving for x. So first thing for this one, first step is distribute. Distribute means to multiply the outside number on the inside of on the inside of the parentheses. So again, like a factory, there's an invisible one here. 4 goes in, 4x comes out. 4 goes in, 4 times 3 is 12, so positive 12 comes out, equals 32. And then from here it becomes a two-step equation. So first step, plus or minus. Second step, multiply or divide. So x's equals numbers, those are good. 12 is on the wrong side, so opposite sign is minus. Subtract on the other side. Cancel. Bring down 4x equals 2 minus 2 is 0. 3 minus 1 is 2. Second step is multiply or divide. Again, in this case, there's just one number next to the x, so we're going to divide. Cancel the 4, divide. X equals 4 goes into 20 5 times. So 5 is your answer. Okay, the difference for this one is they want you to check your work. So the way you check your work is you replace your answer, which is 5, and you plug it into where you see an X, which is right here. So I will show you how to do that. So you plug it into the original equation to check if your answer is right. So we had 4. X is going to become 5 now because that was our answer. Plus 3 equals 32. So you can do this one of two ways. You can distribute by multiplying and then adding both, or you can just add the inside and multiply it by the outside, which I think is easier. So 5 plus 3 is 8. And then 4 times 8 is 32. So our answer is right. If we would have gotten, let's say our answer came out to be 6 instead of 5. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 36 does not equal 32, obviously. So if that was the case, then your answer would have been wrong. But we had 5. So again, 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 times 4 is 32. So your answer is right. And that's how you check your answer. Okay, so one more time. I'll do it over here. 4 goes in. 4x comes out. And again, you're multiplying. 4 times x equals 4x. 4 times positive 3 is positive 12 equals 32. And then from here, you do the opposite sign. Opposite sign. 4x equals 20. Divide on both sides, which is 5. Plug in your answer where x is. This is 8. 8 times 4 is 32. Okay. So you guys do this one, but you don't have to check the answer because it doesn't say check here. So just solve for x for that one. Okay. So page 5, number 3. Okay, so we did this one on page here on number 9. This is kind of like this one, like number 9. So if you follow the steps, it's actually pretty similar. The steps was to multiply the bottom, to eliminate it, and then 9 parentheses x minus 2 equals 27 times 3. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 2 is 8, so 81. And then from here, you distribute like a factory. Again, 9 goes in. 9 times x is 9x comes out. 9 goes in. 9 times negative 2 is negative 18 equals 81. And then from here, it becomes a two-step equation. So x's equals numbers. Those are good. So opposite sign to eliminate. 9x equals 8 plus 1 is 9. 8 plus 1 is 9. Divide by 9. Divide by 9. X equals 99 divided by 9 is 11. 11. Okay, so again, I'll go back and do it over here. first step was multiply 3 to eliminate it. Multiply 3. 9, parenthesis x minus 2 comes down, equals 81. Distribute. 9 times x is 9x. 9 times negative 2 is negative 18. And then your two-step equation. So first step, plus or minus. Do the opposite, which is plus. Eliminate. 9x comes down. Add that is 99. Second step, multiply or divide. In this case, we divide. X equals 11. You guys can do this page 5. We just did all of these. All of them, we just did them. So you guys can go back and look at those.